What's going on, guys? And with today being Friday, that means one thing: my trading 2-on-2 portfolio update. And this week's one is a lot more special than usual, as we have 5 new ETF portfolio pies from ARK Invest included in my trading 2-on-2. But just before we get into today's video, as always, if you're new around here, please consider subscribing to the channel, as we're just 30 subscribers away from our next big goal of 600. And with all that being said, let's get into this week's Trading 2-on-2 portfolio update. What I want to cover in this week's Trading 2-on-2 portfolio update will be, firstly, any trading that I undertook this week on my portfolio, any dividend payments. I then want to look through each of my 6 portfolio pies, 5 of them now being with ARK Invest, so the top 5 ETFs that they hold, I track those ETFs. And the 6th ETF that I have is my own personal ETF made up of my top 30 favorite companies, and they're all diversified across different sectors. I then want to have a quick look through this week's Trading 2-on-2 Hotlist, and I want to give an update on the competition that I've been running since the 1st of December, the hashtag 500. Thank you guys for being subscribed to this channel. So with all that being said, let's dive straight into this week's transactions. In terms of the transactions, there's been quite a big overhaul in terms of my overall portfolio platform and structure. Before, in last week's video, for example, you could see that we had all 12 portfolio sector pies here, all, let's say, communication services, consumer discretionary, etc. We had them all broken up into 12 separate portfolio pies. But I've now restructured my overall portfolio, and I've handpicked the top 30 companies out of those 55, and I've included them into the Now or Never Finance ETF that I will discuss later on in the video. With that €1,200 excess cash from selling those other 20 or so positions, firstly, I put 200 of that into that Now or Never Finance ETF again to help improve my dollar cost averaging across some of those companies, and the other €1,000 I put 200 into each of the 5 ARK ETFs. Again, we will discuss these in more detail throughout this video. On the dividend front, there's been 3 small dividends paid this week. We got 62 cents from Goldman Sachs, 8 cents from Brookfield Infrastructure, and a massive 2 cents from FedEx. Now getting into the more juicy stuff in this week's Trading 2-on-2 portfolio update. Firstly, let's discuss the 5 ARK Invest ETFs. So if you've watched the videos this week, you'd have seen that we have started copying the top 25 holdings in each of ARK Invest's 5 main ETFs. And so far, the ARK Innovation ETF, ticker symbol ARKK, is already up an impressive 10.6%. And that's quite a lot considering we only invested into this ETF on Wednesday. We then have the Autonomous Tech and Robotics, which is up 6.46, FinTech Innovations is up 3.24, Genomic Revolution is up 9.79%, and the Next Generation Internet, ticker symbol ARKW, is up over 5% also. So I'm very happy and impressed with how the 5 of these ETFs are performing, even though we only have them about a day or so. I've also mentioned in prior videos, but just in case you haven't seen those, in terms of how I'm going to follow these ARK ETFs, is because we have to manually make these ETFs because they're not available automatically on Trading 2-on-2. So for the purpose of copying the weightings and the buys and sells, every Monday I'll be restructuring these 5 ETFs in terms of, firstly, buys and sells into the top 25 holdings into each of these portfolio pies, and secondly, probably more importantly, the weightings allocated to each of the companies. We will need to rebalance every Monday, which shouldn't be too much hassle considering there isn't a lot of movement in terms of the top 25 companies each week. It's mainly just adjusting the weightings, which is quite straightforward. And the final piece I want to discuss about these 5 ARK ETFs, the main reason, well, there's a few reasons really why I wanted to invest in these 5 ETFs. Probably the first main reason would be because it's very interesting to me, and it's certainly the way forward in terms of kind of disruptive innovation, which I find very interesting. And I always kind of look it up in my spare time regardless of investing, as I find it very interesting, and it certainly is the way forward, as I said. And also, one of the other main reasons why I decided to invest in these 5 ETFs is because I'm still quite young, and I believe that the way I was investing was very, let's say, it was a bit too safe in my opinion. I wasn't really happy just to be playing it that safe and getting, let's say, about 8 to 10% annually, especially because my account value isn't huge either. It'd be different if, let's say, I had €100,000 invested at the moment, but I don't. So once I kind of get to those higher numbers, I will start to kind of hone down in terms of risk. But for now, because of my age and because of the small capital at stake, I believe I needed to take more of a risk. And I still have that now or never finance ETF with the top 30 kind of blue chip companies that I like, which again will probably get you about 10 to 15% annually, which certainly it's certainly not bad by any stretch of imagination. But because again I only have a small amount of capital, I do feel that I need to take that bit more of a risk, and I find that the ARK ETFs are a very good way, and they kind of fit my bill in terms of what I want to invest in. And back to the bread and butter of my overall portfolio. Remember, my main goal or objective with this trading 212 portfolio is to get to €100,000 invested. So the bread and butter of that is definitely my Now or Never Finance ETF, which is currently up 13%, and we have over €5,000 invested. We can see here the companies. I won't discuss every single one as there's 30, but some of the bigger performance would be Apple, which is up 15%. We can also see Alphabet Class A is up 18.5%, Caterpillar is up 27%, Walt Disney is up 38%. My first ever company that has went over 100% is Tesla. We're currently up 104%. It's just a pity we only have about 150 euro invested, but again, as we have a lot of companies and we're diversified, that's a given that we don't have a lot of capital in any one company alone. But it's nice to see that we have a company that is over 100%, and again, that's the first time ever that that's happened to me. We also have companies like, or ETFs should I say, like the iShares Global Clean Energy, which is up nearly 40%. ExxonMobil is up 27%. We then have AbbVie up 20%. The Vanguard S&P is up 11%, which is respectful. JP Morgan and Chase 36.5%. Bank of America is up nearly 32%. Chevron up 20.8%. Goldman Sachs, another financial stock, is doing very well, up 42.8%. And Vanguard FTSE 100 is up over 20%. So overall, I'm very pleased with how this portfolio is doing also. So in summary, with these 6 ETFs in my overall portfolio, Now or Never Finance ETF is up 13% or €580 in profit. Next Generation Internet is up 5.25 or €10. Again, these 5 here have quite small amounts of capital at the start, but we'll slowly build these up. Genomic Revolution is up 9.8 or €19. FinTech is up 3.25 or €6.50. The Autonomous Tech is up 6.5 or €12.98. And the ARK Innovation ETF is up 10.6% or €21. This then leaves us with an overall portfolio value of €6,100. We're up 11.95% overall or €651. Again, I'm very happy with these numbers for now. Jumping over to this week's Trading 22 Hotlist, the main leaderboard in terms of users that hold these accounts. The top 5 are Tesla with 150,448 users hold this company. We then have Apple, Neo, Amazon and BP. In terms of the top risers over the last 7 days, the top 4 here are Tesla again, Neo, Argo Blockchain and BioNano. And the top fallers that a company or a list that no one wants to be top of are Pfizer, which I hold, China World Group, Carvana and Take-Two make up the top 4 fallers in this week's Trading 212 user hotlist. And finally, in terms of the hashtag 500 competition that I've been running, for the people that have subscribed to my channel, I just want to say a thank you to every single person that has subscribed thus far. We're on 571 subscribers now, but since the 1st of December, we've been running a competition where you had to comment hashtag 500 on any of the videos from December up until now. So be sure, as today is the very last video before we're announcing the winner in the morning, be sure to comment below with hashtag 500 with this year's kind of trading or investing goals for the year ahead. And I'll be picking a winner at random out of a hat. I'll get my girlfriend Fiona to actually pick out the winner. So we'll do that on camera in tomorrow morning's video. So be sure to comment below hashtag 500 with your plans for this year in terms of your investing goals or your trading goals. And with all that being said, that brings the end to today's video. If you found the video anyway helpful or entertaining, it'd be brilliant if you consider liking the video firstly. Second of all, if you're new around here, it'd be brilliant if you consider subscribing. And again, third of all, comment hashtag 500 with this year's investing goals. Thanks very much guys, and I'll see you all in the morning for the winner of the competition.